to building the business stuff. You know, we got people who, like we said, they're not building relationships. They're not out there. They're trying to rely on social media. And there's so many clubs and things like that that people could join. You like Pokemon? Go join a Pokemon club.
Yeah.
If you like gaming, like in Manhattan, we have Goblin Games. And I was like, wow, I don't know anything about Pokemon. I don't know anything about Warhammer or any of those Dungeons and Dragons. My kids play. But I remember leaving the shop one night, and they had just moved to this new location. And driving by, there must have been 100 cars parked out in front of there at night. And those are all people who have similar ideas, similar likes. People will say, I can't talk to people. You can talk to people about things you like. And then they say, oh, wait, what do you do? Oh, I tattoo. Oh, yeah? I want to get this Pokemon tattoo. Or I want to get this disc golf tattoo. Or whatever you do. Like, if you're in a crochet club, whatever. You know, some of those people might be a little older and not as interested in tattooing, but you still have.
You'd be surprised to have clients that will do
There's
that.
some
one
young
tattoo.
people doing crochet. Actually, our girl, Christy, that helps with the convention.
Yeah.
She does a lot of that.
Yeah, but
She's
so,
huge
I mean,
into it.
I think it'd be easy to get into something you like as a club to meet people. That you don't even have to talk about tattooing or what you do, because you're not. Everyone's in sales. We're all in sales, whether we like it or not. We're selling our product, our tattooing. We're trying to get people to look at everyone's artwork and decide on picking me. And it's like that relationship. Yeah. You go in and you meet these people, and they're like, oh, well, I know he likes disc golf, or he likes golf, or he likes motorcycles, or whatever. I want him to do this motorcycle tattoo. And then they're going to come to you, and then the next motorcycle guy. Or whatever. Yep. And so you don't even have to be good at talking to people. You just talk about what you like, and then eventually you'll get to the point of what you do, and then you can sell them.
That's another reason why sometimes in the shop, the headphones things don't work.
Yeah.
Because you get to start knowing your client something you don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
Let them talk.
Yeah.
They feel good telling you all about the stuff they're interested in. Now you're learning it.
Yeah.
And then now the next guy that comes in that knows stuff about that, now you have a little bit of knowledge, and then you guys have something to chat about.
People are fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you look at a homeless person on the street, there's something that person knows about or has done that you have no idea about. They were or are the expert at something. And like, you could sit down, and once you find out about something, you're totally fascinated about the things or experiences that person has had.
Yeah.
So
sometimes I get to talking too much with my clients.
Yeah,
it's like
me.
constantly going, like, oh, you remember all that being next to me. And we just ramble on about some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
And then we'd also have fun. Like, do you remember the True Music History? We had this inside joke about because he was obsessed with Aaron Lewis. So like he would talk about, well, did you actually know like the original slave music, that was all started by Aaron Lewis, and just make up stupid shit.
Yeah,
He would go on about it.
yeah.
I miss some of that.
Yeah.
We need to start that back up.
It's too bad it kind of panned out that he kind of sucks now.
Yeah. He's just kind of a
national
sucky dude.
anthem when he did that.
God.
That was the one that really sent the downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that I was ever a fan.
Yeah.
I used to tattoo a guy who toured with him and did all of his like videography stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. He took some pictures of me when I was tattooing and stuff. He has an awesome story. Like, this guy was in the Marines, and like, he replaced all the landmines at Guantanamo.
Oh,
like,
shit.
when you hear people like,
Oh, man.
like, there's so many things that people
that
do.
job.
I know, right? And he was Marine, and he was laughing because the Army actually made the maps for where the mines were and stuff. And he was talking, there's always a huge Marine Army rivalry.
Yeah.
But it's amazing when you sit, but you miss that when you have headphones.
Yeah.
You miss finding out these cool things. So I'm a person who likes to find things. Like, I don't, like, if someone's looking for something, if you call me, I probably know where to find it.
Yeah.
And wherever I'm at, I'm always taking inventory of like what's like where I saw an art piece or where I saw whatever, where you can buy this type of paper towels or whatever. And well, I have tons of notes in my phone, first of all, because sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night and I start putting notes in my phone. But I love to know about people. And like we had a guy who was a light bulb guy, so we started buying our light bulbs from him. We got a discount, and he was a great client. And but yeah, you just wouldn't know that if if it was transactional instead of relational. Yep. And so,
but I could see also having those moments where clients you don't want to hear it.
We have our own rooms now instead of the big open room.
Yeah.
And some clients are harder to deal with than others, and sometimes it's easier in a group setting than in a one-on-one setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I used to be the pretty boy in the shop, I guess, and so I used to get sexually harassed a lot. and
you might after you leave. We're done with this.
I know, right? And that was way easier to deal with whenever I was in an open sitting.
Yeah,
because people aren't as brazen about saying things to you when you're in a group setting as they were in a one-on-one. Because sometimes tattooing is very intimate. You're putting something on somebody's body, and sometimes people are out of pocket, and you have to get good at shutting that down. But it is a lot easier in a group setting. Yeah, sometimes you want to put headphones on and be like, I'm not going to get sexually harassed.
Yeah. Just have a camera in there in your room and just be like, hey, she's watching.
Yeah. They're like, who's she?
The wife's watching.
Yeah, the wife's watching. Yeah, my wife actually is just a couple rooms away. She comes in all the time. And I was talking to a client, just a couple months ago, and she was like, oh, single dad? I go, no, actually, my wife she works here. Oh. They kind of shut it down. I was like, good.
You got to have like a little code. Like you just send to her phone real quick, say, I need you to pop in more frequently.
911.
Yeah. So,
just pop in randomly.
Yeah. It's never a big deal, But, I have so many clients who are doing OnlyFans now. And it's interesting. And they're like, oh, you should follow me on. Like, no, I'm good. It's not where I want to be.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to be a single dad again.
Yeah, right.
Just say that's not where I want to be.
I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah. I have clients who are doing Foot Finder.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So I was tattooing this lady, and her mom was sitting right there, and she was like, oh yeah, I got the money for this off of Foot Finder. I got paid $300 for rubbing my feet through some peanut butter. And her mom looks at her and goes, you bitch, that's where all the peanut butter went?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh, God, I'm in the middle of this. It's hilarious. Social media, it's amazing how people are coming up with.
We'll have to make that social media skit. Have clients say that stuff and have record that whole thing and put it on TikTok or something.
Yes. Oh, man. I love to hear the stories, though, that people have. People have done some funny stuff and some really fucked up things. And
I got a lot of those stories. I feel bad about mentioning the names. I don't know if I want to ever mention the names. I might have said a couple of them. Some of the almond story. And yeah. That's a long story. And bagel dick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked that one on any of these recordings, but
oh, gosh.
I keep the name of the person out of it now.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I usually tell all my apprentices these stories right when they start.
Yeah.
If they're nervous about anything about themselves, they're done at that point.
Right.
They're like, I can't be this bad. So
anytime anyone asks me about an apprenticeship, I always say, well, do you have a lot of daddy issues? I go, you're probably not cut out for tattooing.
Yeah. You definitely have to have some form of issues.
What does that mean?
Do you get a lot of people asking for apprenticeships and stuff like that?
I get a lot.
All of it? Yeah.
And I put together a little thing that I send out. I don't want to just tell people to kick rocks because, we got to start, and everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's tattooing out of your house, I love the idea that they're actually reaching out to a shop to try to do it the right way. But I just have this little email that I send to them like, hey, if you want me to talk to you about an apprenticeship, like, first of all, maybe start by coming into the shop and talking to me. Before I talk to people, though, I do request that they have like 40 to 50 pieces of art that they've spent, in the last 5 years. Something that, they spent, at least 2 to 3 hours on. And then I also ask them the important questions like, why do you want to learn to tattoo from me? Like, why me? Like, do you follow me on social media?
God, that's so important, man. I'm glad you do that.
Because, if they want to become a traditional artist and they come to me, like I know things about traditional art, I've worked with traditional artists. That doesn't make me a traditional artist. I do mandalas and geometric and stipple shading and all that. If you want to be a photorealistic black and gray artist, I'm not your dude. Like you could learn to put ink in the skin from me, but I think that that's different than tattooing. If you want to learn how to tattoo from me, I think that we should really take the walk of like learn to tattoo the way that I do.
Yeah.
And so
with Brian, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
No, cut him off. That's fine.
Whenever I started hanging around the shop and watching him tattoo day in and day out and all that thing, I'm like, damn, this dude knows his color and the way he would put it in the skin and just all of it. And I'm like, that right there is what I want to do. If I ever get to do this, that's how I want to do it, and that's what I want to do.
Sure.
And there wasn't any other. I like doing black and gray now.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'll never say it's my thing.
Sure. So I learned to tattoo from Robert Black, and I don't. If you're listening and don't know who Robert Black is, he works at Black Mammoth, and he's probably the best freehand black and gray artist in Kansas.
Definitely.
And probably much farther. He's a phenomenal tattooer. I don't draw like he does. And it was really hard for me when I first started tattooing. Like Cody Bader, who works for Robert, similar styles. Like Cody came on board and like just rocked the black and gray. And he's really great at tattooing and very similar to some of the stuff that Robert does. I remember Robert, when I was apprenticing, he was like, "You can't draw a skull?" I was like, "No, you can't draw." He handed me a ream of paper, 500 sheets, okay? And I said, "I want you to draw skulls on every one of these sheets of paper and bring it back." Okay. I brought it back, and we sat in the back room. He pulled a trash can between us. He just started throwing them in the trash. As we were going through, he's like, "Crap, this one's crap, this one's crap." Out of 500 skulls, I got 2 that we hung on the refrigerator. And so that's where they stayed. But, it was so hard for me to learn how to tattoo whenever, well, first of all, I could draw, but I wasn't a great artist whenever I started tattooing. I don't think I'm a great artist now. I put hard work in. I find lots of reference, and I'm not as creative as some of the guys that work for me, for sure. They can come up and some will freehand stuff on the skin, or some will just, like Jason will come in and draw a sleeve in 20 minutes before his appointment. That's 2 weeks for me. I am researching. I'm looking at, like, if I got to draw a dragon, the Bill Canale's book, or however you say his last name, the Dragon book.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Philip Liu. I'm looking at all that stuff, or Shige or whatever. And I'm looking at all of those, like, there's got to be some reference in here somewhere, like how to draw a dragon claw, how to draw, And I have to research every bit of that. Some people just come in and it's together. So it's impossible for me, learning from Robert, to teach someone to tattoo like Robert. Even though I was trained that way, that's not my style of art. And I really wish I could, because he's just phenomenal. I remember we were working at Ratatat. He was a student. Like, he's a student of life, too. He's always learning how to be a better tattooer. He was taking mechanical pencil leads and, like, taping and gluing them together, like 13 mags. So when he was shading on paper, like, he was shading with mechanical pencil lead and stuff like that. That stuff was awesome. I think we always should be trying to be better as artists. I mean,
oh yeah.
But as for, like you were saying, for the apprentice stuff, like if you don't want to do mandala stuff, I'm not your dude.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to do pretty flowers,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many great styles of tattooing out there.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't teach someone to tattoo like you guys or Denzel or Sergio. Like there's, you guys all do great work. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like I might be able to do one of those tattoos by looking at all the tattoos that you've done and try to get close to something.
Yeah.
But I can't teach someone to tattoo the way that,
I was scared to teach somebody portraits and realism.
Yeah.
For an apprentice. I took on one person that that's what I taught her for. And I accidentally taught a traditionalist by doing so, Courtney Shank. And
Not familiar.
she does amazing portraits.
Yeah.
Super clean work.
They're beautiful. And she was doing them on her apprenticeship.
Oh, wow.
So, and I would never allow an apprentice to do that.
Sure.
But the way she came in, the way she drew portraits was already the way tattoo artists did them.
Sure.
So she already had the understanding. I just had to show her how to put ink in the skin, do black and gray. I can't even take credit for how she pulled off all these portraits.
Sure.
It was definitely all her.
Yeah.
She, not to tell too much about her life, but she was with another tattoo artist at the time, and that tattoo artist was going up and watching Robert work. So I
Yeah.
bet she probably picked up a lot that way too.
Yeah.
But she was amazing, and then she started doing traditional tattoos, and I don't think that was something either one of us thought she was going to do.
Sure.
And she is very well known for her traditional, and they're clean, beautiful. I'll have to show you her work.
Sure. Yeah,
Courtney
it's-
does an amazing job.
So when I worked at Ratatat, you know, it was Robert worked there, and then there's Cody Cushman. She was a phenomenal black and gray artist as well, and her and Robert really pushed each other, I think, to get better. And then Kevin Watke worked at that shop. So, I mean, strikingly different. He was doing just traditional, like straight up traditional stuff. And then there was some bikers that always came through the shop. And then when Stray Cat opened, you know, it was Cody Cushman and Robert and Kevin. And so I got to see both sides of that. And Kevin used to build needles for everyone in the shop and sell needles to them. Like, so there were people building needles in the shop. I didn't build needles. I built them in my apprenticeship, but never to use. I built 500 liners and 500 shaders. And that's what I built in that part. But I got to watch Kevin build machines. And actually, in my apprenticeship, I got to go build 2 machines with Kevin. That was awesome. Yeah, it was when he had Electric Tattoo in Topeka.
Okay.
And so I went up one day and we built a liner, and went up a couple months later and built a shader from scratch with them. And so that was awesome to build coil machines like that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I have a lot of his machines, but I have a lot of coil machines. I probably have 60 or 70
Oh, that's more than I got.
coil machines. I probably have 20 rotary machines. I don't really tattoo with coils anymore, but I still buy at least 5 or 6 a year. Just because I think they're awesome. There's some that I have on my wish list that have been there for a long time, and if I find one, I'll pick it up for sure.
Yeah. We were just talking about Keith B.
Yeah.
I want a set of his.
Awesome.
There's too many amazing artists that they just recently quit using them, but I mean, they've been using them for forever.
Right.
Timmy B.
Yeah.
Yeah, his stuff is amazing. He's been rocking them out forever.
Sure. I just picked up this. It's a Seth Safari machine.
Yeah.
But it's all digital on the side. Not digital, but it's a circuit board on the side.
Yeah.
Where you can select between the capacitors.
Oh,
So it has like a 22 and a 47 capacitor. You can switch back and forth in between.
Yeah.
And I've wanted one of those forever.
The first time I ever seen one of those where they had the circuit boards in them
Yeah.
was maybe through Critical when they first came out.
Is that the ones you have with the cell phone batteries?
No.
Oh,
Those
are
were
cool.
free wire. That's what they were called.
Those are awesome.
I had to buy those actually. The only place you could buy them was through H2 Ocean's website.
Oh, really?
That was the only place you can get them. Maybe National had
Yeah.
them. But no, when Critical first came out, they had those. I think they were shown to me by maybe by Thornhill. Travis
yeah.
Thornhill showed
Yeah.
me that. And that was kind of neat to see that they put a circuit board behind the frame and stuff. And it was so different.
So cool. You know, I love to look at coil machines because, man, there's so many tricks that people have and so many like cool things they do to accomplish the same job.
Yeah.
And like they just make it cool.
Yeah.
And I love looking at all that. What it make like I have a couple other Cessa machines. It's a set that's like Paul Bunyan and Babe the Ox.
Oh, yeah.
And so it has like blue fur that's like underneath the, you know, he covered it with, you know, heat shrink. But then the other one, the Paul Bunyan one, it has like an axe. And then the side of it looks like an axe, and it's got flannel around the coils. It's got wood tops on the coils. It's so cool. I just love that people put that much time and effort into things like that.
There was a big trend of wood frame machines for a long time, and I remember those. They look so neat.
Yeah. They were doing shells and stuff like that on the outside, like abalone and things like that. I think Ron Dolacek did some of those crazy machines back.
That was the fun of coils.
Yeah.
Customizing them, and they were so different. And there's so much you could do with them. And like these rotaries, there's not much you can do with them.
Right.
Change the colors.
Yeah.
Buy a new grip that's a different color. Then you're going to bag it up and put some wrap around it, so you don't ever get to see that.
It. Yeah.
Speaking of Ron, I've only met Ron like twice.
Yeah.
Right. And he's always been a stand-up guy when I met him, but he showed up to tattoo at Stray Cat for a guest spot, and he just like first of all rolls up in his Cadillac. He's got his flat top all tight, you know. Came in with 2 aluminum briefcases. He's just like, "You the front guy?" Yeah. Yes, sir. He goes, "Good. About 4 o'clock every day, I'm gonna go take a ride. When I come back, I want 2 packs of sweet tarts in my station. I'll take care of you." Okay, no worries. And he tattooed there for the weekend, and he tipped me out really good as a front person.
That's
but
awesome.
I was so scared when that guy walked in the door, perfect flat top. You know, he kind of looked like a bulldog coming in.
Yeah.
He was an intimidating fella. But, you know, Robert used to tattoo so many tattoo artists.
Yeah.
And so I got to meet so many awesome tattooers, like old Sweet Tea, Tom Seifert.
yeah.
And when he used to come up, and he's got like a whole giant back piece from Robert, because he worked with Marcus Aday years ago.
Yeah.
Who came up and got a whole leg sleeve. And
Oh, I know. They were right across the street from me.
they were a wild bunch.
We had a lot of problems with each other at the time.
I could see that.
I'm cool with Tom now, and
Yeah.
you know, hang out with Tom and stuff. But it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
At that time, we did not like each other.
Well, no shops liked each other back in the day.
That was just how it was.
Yeah. The only way you liked them if there was a Molotov cocktail between you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Well, they came in to egg the shop once, and I was actually more mad that it looked like there was only like 6 eggs.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, did I not deserve the whole carton? I was kind of bummed out by that. It's like, man,
They went cheap on you.
yeah, it's like that wasn't fair. Use a whole carton. Am I at least worth that?
Yeah. You know, I think in Manhattan, we had just the 2 shops. We had Fine Line and Ratatat for a while. And I think that Effie and John, I don't know why they never crossed paths. But, you know, John had Fine Line in Manhattan, Junction City, and Topeka. And then Effie had Ratatat in Emporia, Manhattan, and Topeka.
Okay.
I think they just kind of stayed out of each other's way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of people who were terrified of FE back in the day, but he was always awesome to us. Sometimes he'd make us biscuits and gravy for breakfast on Saturdays. And,
Yeah.
You know, everyone came in early and cleaned the shop. And, man, he was really nice to us at the shop, but there were times where he was tattooing one time, and someone came in and they wanted their money back on a tattoo. And he looked at it and he's like, "Tattoo's good." The guy's like, "I don't think you freaking heard me. I want my money back." And if he just like set his tattoo machine down, I don't know where this knife came from, but he pulled this giant knife out and goes, "Dude, I want my fucking tattoo back." And that guy hit both doors going out the door. He just set the knife back down, just back to tattoo, like nothing ever happened. And I was just sitting there like, well, what just happened?
The good old days when people were scared of the tattoo artists.
Yeah, you know.
Now they're not scared of us.
Yeah, it was.
I remember right before I left the electric chair, a homeless guy walked in, And he had just, every time the door opened, the bell would ring or whatever. And it always drew my attention. So I was always seeing who was walking in or whatever, because I'm like that. And he's up there and he was kind of messing with Travis. And I kept a close eye while I was tattooing. And then I saw him reach over the counter to, I guess he was trying to get cigarettes or something from him, but he was being crazy. So at that time I had just ungloved. So I was able to go up there. Nobody knew what was going on. The place was packed. And I went up there and I grabbed the fucker by his neck and I threw him out of the shop. And everybody in there was like, what the fuck
what just happened?
Yeah. I'm like, you're in a fucking tattoo shop. If you're going to act stupid, you're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thrown a couple people out of here.
Yep.
And like, I'm really good at negotiating and convincing people to leave, but there's been a couple times I've thrown people out.
Yeah, we don't get all of that, I guess. Manhattan's such a small community.
Yeah.
And, we do have a larger unhoused population now than we ever have up there. But we haven't really had any problems. We had a guy, we were appointment only for a little while, and he was sitting outside, and he kept, every time someone would come to the door, we would let them in, and we would talk anyway. But this guy kept coming to the door, and we'd let him in. Anyway, he wrote us a note, and it's just absolutely crazy. We got it framed and it's hung up in the shop. Something about, I don't know, how we didn't actually know Dave Navarro and all this. Like, I don't know how Dave got brought into it, but it's just a whole bunch of craziness, and we don't really get a lot of that. The day 9/11 happened, we were out front at Stray Cat, and this guy walked up and was talking to Robert and I, and got in my face about, dude, you're down here, and I'm like up here, and I'm like, and you need to go over there. And Robert was standing there. He's like, man, this guy's gonna be a problem. And I was like, yep. And next thing you know, he walked up and he's like, hey, you're a real man. I want to shake your hand. And I was like, I'm not shaking your hand. I know where this is headed. And he grabbed a hold of me, and like, it was a huge fight. And there's a restaurant right there, and all these people are having lunch watching Robert and I work this guy over in the parking lot. And this guy, his pupils were just bouncing the whole time. Then finally John ran out with a baseball bat, and then this guy got arrested right around the corner then. Luckily, we don't have a lot of that. You hear all these street shops, like New York, the old Bowery Stand stories. Mm-hmm. Like, man, that guy was a wild one. Philadelphia, Eddie has so many like stories from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I love that story where that shop opened across the street from Eddie, and he found this brick laying on the street when he was walking by, and he like picked it up and threw it through the window or something, and laid another brick next to this homeless guy, and then went into the shop, and the police arrested this homeless, something like that. It's those old stories though. Those old guys, they had lots of crazy stories.
I think people handle it different. If you got a real big beef with somebody, that you just call the cops on them now. Yeah. But I mean, there was some. I'm gonna get a McFell on here.
Yeah,
he could tell you some stories that went on between the electric chair and him.
Oh yeah, being right across the street, I bet there's a lot of them.
I heard a lot of stories.
And yeah,
I remember when I had met Dennis before, but when I was on the board, I went down. I used to go into every shop that I would be like, hey, I'm the board rep. I just wanted to say hi and see, what I can do. And I can't remember what his piercer's name is in there. I walked in and goes, oh, yeah, this is Matt. This is the guy who tried to steal you away for piercer. I was like, oh, great. This is going to be bad. And he's like, come on back, man. Let's go hang out.
Was it Bryce?
No, I think it was a lady.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, because I sent out a message to all the piercers in the state, like, hey, I'm looking for a piercer, back then. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is the guy who tried to steal you away. And I was like, oh, no, this is going to start bad. And then Dennis like, oh, come on, let's go hang out. Yeah, I really like that guy. I love all the old timers and listening to their stories. They got tons of them. Tattooing was so much different. I've been 30 years of sitting in tattoo shops and watching things go on, and I didn't even see the cusp of some of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of stories. The thing is, there's some people that they get rubbed the wrong way by him. And it's just like, you got to learn a sense of humor.
Yeah.
like that's the whole headphone things.
Yeah.
Because he called a bunch of people out for it. He's fucking with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way he's not, but
Yeah.
in a way he is.
Yeah.
And they were like at first really offended by it.
Was this on the Kansas whatever tattooer
Yeah.
and piercer page? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think he actually just said it publicly.
Oh, really?
So I don't think he said it on there. But he has his moments. Like one of the days I came in, we were hanging out, bullshitting for a couple hours. And then he told me, he's like, hey, I'm going to put something on that page that we talked, and I'm going to fuck with people. And he did.
Yeah.
And my opinion, it was so ridiculous that you can see it
Sure.
and know he's fucking with everybody.
Sure.
There's some people that took it to heart.
Yeah.
Like if you are using a rotary machine, $5,000 fine.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw that. I was cracking up. Yeah,
There's probably something about headphones, like headphones on,
I saw something.
automatic $2,000 fine or
Yeah.
something, you know?
I saw some comment about Molotov cocktail, and I fucking laughed at it. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. But it's like, it's just his sense of humor.
Sure.
And I like it. That's why I need to get him on here.
Yeah.
I actually want him to disagree with me on something.
Sure. Well,
It'd be fun. Yeah, he ain't. He's got the balls to
I
disagree.
love
He
to
don't care.
stop into his shop and just hang out with him. Just the last time I was in town, gosh, I don't know, was that your wedding?
Might have been.
I don't know. I stopped by and saw him, and I ended up in the back just hanging out with him for like 2 hours while he was tattooing and
Yeah.
talking. And I was going through his drawers looking at machines and stuff like that. He's got lots of cool stuff. Yeah, Mike Shea's got lots of cool stuff. You know, I love listening to, I don't know if you listen to the Philadelphia Eddie stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can listen to that. I love to, you know, one of the old guys that's still around that likes to talk still is Gil Monty. I love to get on and hear all his stories. He's got a ton of stories. That guy did some
I
wild
used to have
shit back in the
stuff
day.
like Ryan here. He would always come by and stick a picture of Gil Monty in my station. Because that's what you're going to look like when you're old.
Yeah.
You're headed this way.
I just bought one of his drawings. He's doing a bunch of drawings and paintings and stuff to try to, you know, keep making money.
Yeah.
And so I picked up one of his drawings. So it was
Nice.
pretty cool. I like to buy that stuff. Like when Charlie was here,
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of stuff off of Charlie. I don't know, probably $2,000 or $3,000 worth of stuff off
Damn.
of Charlie because he had those flash panels.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want to get some of those. I just
End of
didn't
the
get a
Trail.
chance to.
And yeah, so I bought a bunch of those while he was there, and you know, it was cool. He was signing them. I wanted to get tattooed by him, but you know, I know as soon as it would have happened, like Kathy would have walked by him and been like, "Matt, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like since I was a board rep at one point, I have responsibility to try to maintain that.
Well, another board rep, past one, had reached out to me and say, hey, what's going on here? I was like, fuck. I had to go around and get everybody to at least just take down the pictures.
Yeah.
Take them down.
Yeah.
This didn't happen.
Yeah, you know, and it was
But now
unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
We can get them out here and doing this.
Yeah.
I just want to get them out here. I'll do all the footwork if I need to get them his license.
Yeah, I think the hard thing is just traveling for Charlie.
it is.
It's a long way for him.
He don't want to fly no more, and it's a long drive.
82 or 83 or something like that.
Yeah, around
I mean,
there.
he's an older guy. I don't blame him. We could put him on the train. I don't know.
Yeah.
Train's pretty rough. We just took the train to Grand Junction,
I'll
Colorado.
send
for
somebody
Christmas.
to
It
go
was
pick
fun.
him up.
Yeah, that would be an awesome ride back to listen to the stories.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I mean, he's got 60 years of tattoo history, like
yeah.
in his brain. You know, there's so much crazy stuff that happened back in the day.
That was my favorite part about doing that first convention was having him here.
Yeah.
Because it was so important. Because after like all that stuff you watch on that Tattoo Nation,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
right as his point ended, he ended up here in Wichita or in the Wichita area.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so cool to have this city connected.
To that history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I hope
that was my favorite thing.
because there were so many people who didn't know who he was,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I love where tattooing is,
Mm-hmm.
but there's so many people who don't know anything about tattoo history.
Yeah.
And you know, coils are not important. We have rotary machines. You know, we don't do flash. We only do custom work. Man, flash is amazing. Flash was so cool back in the day, and to have things that people wanted to pick off the wall.
That's another reason why we knew the artists that we knew.
Yeah.
Going in and seeing Aaron Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Every shop, Aaron Bell.
I just bought a couple of his prints last year.
Nice.
Some dragon
That's
prints. Yeah, great stuff. And then like Charlie, like that guy is so full of so much history. And I bet that half of the tattoo artists that were there didn't know who he was whenever he showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, like when Chris Nunez showed up, everyone knew who Chris was. And what a great experience with Chris too, because I was worried that he was going to be some pompous TV guy.
Yeah.
And
no, he's super
was
cool.
cool.
Dude, we were setting up, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" He's like, "I just wanted to hang out with some tattooers."
Yeah, that was his biggest thing. He was so bummed out. He was looking at everything. And he goes, "I just want a tattoo. I just want a tattoo."
Yeah.
And about a month ago, no, maybe 3 weeks ago, I went ahead and risked it and reached out to him again, text him, and see if I can get him to come out here. And he didn't respond to me.
Oh, really? So
I don't know if his moment was so bad here.
So I was in Miami in October for that permanent makeup conference, and I messaged him and I said, "Hey, I'm in Miami. I'm here for a permanent makeup conference, but I would love to see your shop while I'm here." And he responded. He's like, "Oh man, I'm doing a convention in Tennessee this week, so I'll be gone. But if you're back, shoot me a message again. I would love to show you the shop."
Yeah.
Damn, that'd be awesome.
And so I thought it was awesome. He just reached out to me. My wife, she cracks me up sometimes. She's like, "So, Chris, what are you doing this weekend? You doing anything tonight?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know what I'm doing." She goes, "Why don't you give your phone number to my husband, and we'll go ahead and text you what we're doing, and then we can meet up." And I was like, and then I didn't go out to the after party thing.
Yeah.
But apparently he got some food, and he was sitting there, and my wife was talking to him, and she's very forward, and she was eating the French fries off his plate, and he probably offered them to her, but her and Jake went out to the after party thing, and Jake's like, and Allie was eating Chris's French fries right off his plate. I was like, oh no. She's awesome.
From everything I chatted with him, he had a good time, just other than what he got brought out for the show for. And that was a lot of my problems and all that. But I will say, when we first talked to him about coming out here, it was a firm, solid dollar amount, because he makes money every day, and so he's got to make his money.
Well, especially if you're not tattooing and you're just going
exactly. And I thought it was worth it, and I was like, we can do that. After I got to talking to him for a few minutes, we explained how this is the first show in 20 some years, and all the footwork, and he was like, he was getting really excited chatting with me about that. Then I said, one of my favorite things is I'm bringing Charlie out. Nunez got excited about that. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And so like he took more than half the price on it. Like it was like lower. So he just wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah. I know the one thing he hated was the charging for the photographs. I was taking a picture with him.
We stopped doing that at one point.
Someone walked by, who will remain nameless. It was like, "Hey, you can go ahead and Venmo me for that." And I was like, I just flipped him off. I'm like, I'm not paying you for a picture.
Yeah, that was not a part of the deal.
Yeah.
And we had a system for all that. That was going to make it worth money, but no.
But so I came up with my son, Chris, and I bought a print, the Hanya print that he had, and then he gave us another. My son was with me, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the guy who was in Miami Ink." And he's like, "Oh yeah," and he gave Abram a print and signed it for him, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
it was really funny. I was sitting there with Allie, and she's like, "So you're on Ink Masters, kind of a big deal, huh?" And he's like, "Okay." And then she goes, "Do you still tattoo?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, where do you tattoo?" And he goes, "Oh, I have a shop." She goes, "Oh, yeah, what's it called?" I go, Allie. He goes, "Oh, you might have heard of his little shop called Miami Ink." and she goes, "What? That's you?" And I just started laughing.
Yeah, people forget that was a partnership.
Yeah, so it's so hilarious. She's so innocent and, like, so unassuming, like, when she starts talking to people. And she's like, "Miami Ink? That was you?" And so, oh man, I was cracking up. I think he got the biggest laugh out of it when that happened. But
I had talked to him one time, very briefly, between this last or attempted conversation and when everything blew up.
Right.
I had a buddy of mine. He's here in town. He's actually helping restart Lowrider magazine.
Oh, wow. Really?
And they're starting some new things up, and they wanted me to reach out to him to have him come out to a show they were going to do.
Crazy.
And so I hollered at him, and I just said, "Hey, man, I don't want to give out your number without you're okay, but there's these people. It's a buddy of mine with Lowrider magazine, and he wants to chat with you." And he was like pretty pumped. He was like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going, man? Yeah, that'd be great. You send me their number, and I'll give them a call and stuff." And so we did that, and we talked for a minute, but then I don't know. Maybe this last time he was just too busy and didn't get back or something.
Sure.
I don't know. It doesn't say it's red, but if you press a certain button,
Right.
you could tell. Like if you can't edit the message, they read it.
Oh, yeah.
So
I didn't know that. That's a secret. I
yeah,
didn't know.
if you're unable to edit your message to them,
or they don't have an iPhone.
yeah, but
I don't like to have text messages with those people.
he has one. I could because it gives me the whole delivered and everything, and it's still blue.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it's like, it's just this nice way of not wanting to be involved in that. He probably had that bad of a moment with the other dude, and I was just hoping he would remember I was the nice guy, and I was the guy that was kind of bummed out how he was being treated.
Yeah.
And I said, "Man, we can get you licensed, and you could tattoo here this time, and none of this meet and greet shit.
Yeah.
You can walk up and photograph with whoever you want whenever the fuck you feel like it.
Right.
This is just, you being here.
Yeah.
That's the benefit." And that was really what the whole point was.
Yeah.
We were going to make ticket sales of him being here.
Yeah.
But it was, no, we need to recoup our money.
Right.
And I was like,
I think it's amazing. Like when you think about these tattoo artists that, we're looking at echelons of tattooers and, what they price hourly and whatever. And you're like, oh man, that guy's way out of my league. Like to even hang out with or talk to or whatever. Man, they're not. They're the most down to earth. Like, you talk about James Kern all the time. I remember meeting James Kern. Actually, I was with my friend Scott, and we were at the St. Louis, the old school convention. And I've been sitting there watching James tattoo, and Scott walks up. He goes, "You know James?" I go, "No." And then James looked up and saw Scott and was like, taking his gloves off, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Scott?" And Scott was like, "Hey, this is my friend Matt." And then I took his cover-up class the next day, and he was like, "Oh, where are you from? Kansas?" And he started talking about, "Oh, man, I did a convention in Kansas." And, man, he was really down to earth. He was an awesome guy to talk to. And I was like sitting there like, oh, man, I've been tattooing like 5 years. And I'm going to take this advanced cover-up class, and super cool class, super cool guy. And, every time that you come across with artists like that, they're way more down to earth.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're being a jackass, then they're...
Kern will especially call you out on that.
Right.
But no, he's real cool. Like when I got to meet him the first time, I was taking classes.
Yeah.
And I just wanted tattooed. I got tattooed that weekend and stuff. But we went out for pizza with him and his wife. And they were super cool. And then, of course, he knew people here in Wichita.
Sure.
And then he brought up one of the worst owners I ever worked for.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I know her.
Yeah. Well,
But it was really cool that he's that way. And same with DJ Tamby.
Yeah.
He's really down to earth.
Yeah,
He's
I'd
a really
love to meet
nice
that
dude.
guy. Just watching him do art's crazy. Like everything. He's just so good at,
Yeah, he is.
You gotta love to hate those guys.
And he did,
but love them at the same time.
he doesn't act like he's all that.
Yeah.
In person at least. I know on social media he's got a persona he's got to keep with and all that. But like when you're actually in a shop, he's so cool.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest dudes. Both of them, James too. Like, awesome guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I took Jason out there to meet Kern, and then also to Tamby's shop. And you got your hand done here.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, awesome.
And like he's so cool.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude. And then at that time he was helping this homeless guy, Neil. That was like a big project for him. He wanted to get Neil on his feet and built up so he could actually make his his own way in life, and
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
He like was drawing all these stickers, doing these little benefits and everything, and getting
Yeah.
him some money. Got him from living in a truck into a house and a cell phone, and
See, there's so many things we can do.
yeah, you
I
can
mean-
help people. And
I mean, who draws stickers? You
Yeah.
know, you're like, who can draw me a sticker? Like, tattooers can draw you a sticker and just have it printed. I mean, you can get stickers pretty cheap now. Like earlier when you're saying about the business cards, I carry stickers and I leave stickers everywhere.
I've got one in my tattoo station.
Yeah,
yeah,
see,
magnets.
they're on people's water bottles and laptops, and
Yeah.
I love walking into a coffee shop in Manhattan and seeing my sticker on someone's laptop. That's like one of the biggest joys is when you see someone's sporting your stuff. And
Oh yeah.
I love to see people in shirts and hats and stuff like that too. But
I remember when the bumper stickers were the big things that all the shops had bumper
They were-
stickers. And then I'd be in traffic and behind somebody and they had one of my bumper stickers on it. It'd make you feel good. But then it'd kind of suck if they cut you off in traffic. And
right. I remember Hellbaum used to have this bumper sticker that said, "We'll tattoo your kid's name no matter how stupid you spell it."
yeah.
It's on. I have a Thermofax. That was that. I don't know if it was from. It was definitely from Stray Cat, but it has stickers on it and has that Hellbaum sticker on it. And even though the glass carrier part inside is broken on it, I haven't thrown it away. I want to try to find a part for it.
Yeah.
But those older ones are hard to find parts for. And it's not a Panenka, but it's I don't know. It's like that Panenka machine.
Yeah.
But it's a old. I don't remember what brand it was, but I haven't been able to come across the parts for it. They used to.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Have you been to the electric chair? I think they've got 3 of them.
Of those machines,
I think I could be wrong.
the old just
they
black.
are old.
Okay.
They are old. I
Damn.
don't know if they're the same ones you're talking about.
So I looked at these glass tubes in them, and some of them are 11 inches and some are 12 and a half. But I don't know where they're measuring from. If they're measuring from the glass tube itself, which is not either 11 or 12 and a half, or if it's the ends, which are neither 11 or 12 and a half. So I'm not sure. And so the tubes are like $200 a piece.
You might have to actually send it to somebody that rebuilds them.
Yeah.
I know,
Old Thermofax Dave, he does a
yeah.
lot of the 3M ones. I love watching that guy's videos.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple 3Ms. I really like them.
I want a 3M. I almost bought one locally. One of the shops, the older guy closing down, and it was just so hard to communicate with him.
Sure.
He was at first he was like, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and sell everything out separately." And then he was like, "Well, you want to buy everything?" And then like it's too hard to get pried out, or then the price has changed.
Sure.
But again, I think it was he needed to sell them,
Right.
but it's too much memories.
Yeah.
He at first I was going to buy all his machines, all of them. They had some really cool old Spaldings. And
Oh, yeah.
a
Like the Pumas or something? Or, yeah.
and then a all gold Spalding.
Oh.
It was like some award or
I don't
something
think
he
I've ever
got
seen that.
from some show.
Was that from like the national convention?
It might have been.
Because they used to put the national on.
I was trying to ask him about it, but he just, like I said, so hard to talk to. Very old school, grumpy artist.
Yeah.
He's quitting because it's just business ain't what it is, and he's getting too old for it.
Yeah. Randy was selling one at the convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has one for sale, I think, online right now, Randy Randerson.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I've been wanting to buy up some of the stuff he's been selling recently, but it's
you-
not been working out.
You didn't take his class because you were. We
No.
went to Kansas City as a shop and took the class. It's a great class.
Yeah.
Um,
One of
first
our
of
artists
all-
took it and said she didn't really pick up a whole lot.
oh, really?
And I
So-
think maybe because you're just not as knowledgeable, maybe that's harder to grasp some of the stuff, maybe.
And maybe if you haven't ever worked with coils, maybe it's harder to understand some of that
Maybe.
stuff. But I thought the way that he presented the class was fantastic. It's really hard when you're playing with a machine and it's running perfect and you're like, yeah, this is nice. Because you walk up and you pick one out of the box or whatever and you go back and it's tuned and it's like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, I want you to take that, the rear spring perch, go ahead and loosen that up, turn it 90 degrees and go ahead and break it. And you just break that rear spring. And then you have to cut one, and then retune it.
Yeah.
And it was great. And the amount of tattoo history and knowledge that he has, that he shares, I thought it was a great class.
awesome.
And the fact that you get a machine afterwards, because
Yeah.
it's like, I remember it was like $400 or $500 for the class.
Yeah, I think about 5.
And I was like, well, regardless, you get a machine out of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, I was like, oh, I got a machine as well. because there's so much knowledge and tattoo history stuff that he goes over.
Yeah.
It was a great class. I thought it was a great class.
I've taken a few of them with APT years back.
Oh, sure.
That was when APT, their trade show was really good.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fell off the rails. I took Jason to one of them, and that was when they started getting bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
It
was
was-
one in Albuquerque 2 years ago I wanted
Yeah.
to go to. Ben Shaw was speaking
Oh, okay.
at it. And then Sean Anderson,
Yeah.
who, I don't know if you people know who Sean Anderson is,
No,
but
he's
the nicest tattoo artist you'll ever meet.
you look at him and you think, well, you're just one of those older guys from the 80s.
Crazy
You can't
Viking-looking
tattoo
guy.
very good. And then you look at his work and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he does rice paper stencils,
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
and so he does classes on rice paper
I
stencils.
took his machines class. He has a shorter class. It just kind of goes over everything and gives you a little booklet about it. And it's probably the most knowledge I've ever learned. I learned actually the whole concept of what a capacitor was, what it
Yeah.
really did from Sean
Yeah.
Anderson. I like taking his, and I think isn't he the president?
Yeah, APT.
Yeah,
now.
no.
Have you should listen to the, not to plug another podcast on your podcast,
No,
but
no,
No
go
Lies,
for it.
Just Bullshit.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
I've heard a couple of them.
Nick, he does a interview with, first of all, he does a Good Time Charlie one that's really good. And then he did one with Sean Anderson, which is awesome. And Sean is just such a nice guy. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he's nice guy tattoos for sure. And he's just really open to everything. And he's just telling all the knowledge. And I mean, he's just a great guy. I think he's great for APT.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite people. That was what when I started going to APT at first, it was like it was so amazing. I just really loved going to it, and he was one of the big ones that was like, man, he was so cool. I learned so much from him.
Yeah.
And then I was good friends with Jesse Neese.
Oh, yeah. From Nebraska?
Yeah, he's out of Omaha.
Yeah.
He was a good one that I just enjoyed being
I met
there.
Jesse in Kansas City
Yeah.
before I started tattooing.
Okay.
I think I have one of his, it's like a green skull print.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 20 some years old.
Yeah.
I have it somewhere. I have to find it.
He's come through here a couple times, stopped
Yeah.
at the shop because he's into LARPing.
Yeah, he's in all the Renaissance stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I went out to Omaha for something. I don't remember what it was, but I was with my wife at the time. But she was busy doing a class or something.
Yeah.
So then I just was like, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to check out tattoo shops.
Yeah.
And some of them, they weren't very responsive. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Then I went to
What are you here
Jesse's,
for?
and he was super cool. He took time, chatted with me, took me downstairs, showed me his sterile room and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I thought he had a great operation. And then he turned me over to, I knew of APT, but he was like, you ought to really come out to this, check it out and all that. Yeah. And then I went out there and just had a good time. And for a while for their website, every photo, I was in every single photo on their website.
That's awesome.
Because they took it all that main year.
Right.
And it was just really neat to be involved in APT back then. I want to get more involved in it now.
Sure. I'm
It's
a
so
member,
much different.
But I haven't done any involvement.
I was a member. I joined it right before the first convention.
Right.
And then I don't know, I went to renew my stuff and I couldn't find where to renew.
Oh.
That was so much work, and I
think I just get something in the mail.
yeah.
Just
Well,
send
I got that, and then I think I could have just sent things in, but I tried to do it online, and I just got
when
discouraged.
you get your membership, it's handwritten numbers on there. So I mean, it's still old school.
Yeah.
It's not APP.
Yeah.
They have so much together. They have so many things. They're so organized. I used to do some consulting work and helping to write some state test stuff.
Yeah.
That I got the opportunity to do from being on the board. And man, it's funny. The first night when I came downstairs, I didn't know what to expect, but there were 15 tattooers and 15 piercers that were going to be at this consulting thing. I came downstairs, didn't know anybody, and there was all the chairs, like a Holiday Inn Express, a little buffet thing for breakfast.
Yeah.
And there was, someone with tattoos with a laptop, with an iPad, everyone was at individual tables. And then there was one table that had 15 people sitting at it, all sitting on each other's laps, petting each other and doing fingernails, and I was braiding hair. And I was like, there's the piercers. And there's the tattooers. I mean, they're just a different group of people. And they were so organized and they had so much information. You know, the tattooers, we all have different ideas of how we do things and everything like that. APP has put things together where this is how we want things done. If you want to be a member of APP, this is how you're going to do it, blah, blah, blah. We have a booklet. We have hand washing procedures and sterilization procedures. And we actually ended up using that as a resource for helping to write some of this stuff because it's so hard to find anything online about, there's no ISBN number for any books on tattooing, really.
Yeah, that was our trouble we had with when we did get to sit down about the tests. By rewriting the test, they wanted all these textbooks, and it's like there's really not much out there.
No, and it has to be available to be a legally defensible test because at the end of the day, it has to be legally defensible.
Yeah,
so,
I think we need to actually, as a board, sit down and actually write a fucking book, write an actual textbook on it.
Well, yeah,
have a curriculum.
There are a couple textbooks out there that's in like the science of tattooing. I can't remember who. I have a copy of it somewhere at the shop.
I need to pick up a lot of these
Amazon
because we're trying to do that. We rewrite all the regulations now, and
I'm glad that's
they
you
need
and not
it.
me.
Yeah. I hate it. Right now, I'm actually in the mood of not be on the board.
Sure.
But I feel like if I step down, who's going to step up behind me?
Right.
Or is there just going to be a lack of somebody? And is something going to get done?
Sure. I mean, you have to look at the if not you, then who?
Yeah.
That's.
I know Dave would take it back up. And Dave knows his stuff, and he's pretty good. And he wants to protect everything, and he's pretty solid
Well,
on
they
everything.
kind of pushed him out the first time, so I don't know if they would let him.
That's the problem, if they would even let him take up the spot.
I don't think that I can. I resigned, so
Yeah.
I don't know that I can ever be back on. Which is, there was so much going on at that point. When I resigned, we didn't have any way to send any cease and desist letters. The Attorney General's office was being really standoffish.
Yeah.
And when you get into politics like that, first of all, you know this, and most of you people who are listening don't know this, but it is incredibly difficult to do something. And when people are like, "You're the board rep, make it happen." From that point on, if you can make something happen 2 years from that moment, you have done something quickly. Long term, you're talking about. You can't just go and make a change. You have to find a legislator. You have to have someone sponsor a bill. Before anything can become a law, and you can't just wrinkle your nose and snap your finger and wink 3 times and it happens. It's incredibly difficult, and I didn't realize what was part of that legislative process until I actually got in there, and I was like, oh crap, I'm in over my head, but I loved it. I just hated how slow it was.
Yeah.
Because then something goes through the House but doesn't pass the Senate. You have to go and present before the Health and Safety subcommittee.
There's so many people we have to go around for all this stuff.
Right.
And then some of the stuff that's coming down on us, like we're not allowed to do this or we can't use this.
Sure.
It's other people telling us this, and that we have to convince them.
Right.
I can't just convince the board of cosmetology. If it was as simple as just the board,
Sure,
I could convince them of anything and everything I want.
Right.
But then if they are unsure about something, they have to reach out to another, government entity.
It's interesting. We're going to have a lot to deal with pigments coming down with MOCRA or MOCRA, or however you want to pronounce it. The Modernization of Cosmetic. I don't know. The Pigments Act.
Yeah. All that stuff out
Federal
there.
government's already processed some of this, but they're doing their research, and so it's going to come down eventually. But the thing is when we're pushing things up to the government, even through the state level, to try to get changes made with our laws, it takes forever. But I was on the board when tanning was shut down by the federal government, where they had to, no one under the age of 18 was allowed to tan anymore, blah, 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 blah. When we got that order from the federal government, we had 2 months to implement all new processes.
Yeah.
And it flew through. But, it takes 2 to 5 years to get a bill. And even if you do get something sponsored and it goes in and it dies in subcommittee or it doesn't make it through that session.
Yeah.
You got to start over.
Even at a lower level, just trying to get the whole entire board to understand everything. If they don't know it,
Sure.
it's hard for them to
Sure.
even really to have discussion. And we table it, and then they don't look up anything, and then it comes up to the next board meeting, and we get to talk about it, and they're like, well, we still don't
We
understand
hadn't
it,
had
so
an
we need to look
opportunity
into that.
to look into it.
So then it extends longer.
Sure.
Like, the whole thing with the convention, I just wanted only to, intermix the artists and the vendors.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And that was such a big pain in the ass. Didn't make no sense. I said, this is how way it should work, and it should work comfortably and be fine.
Yeah.
And it just went nowhere until
Right.
I had 2 other board members that are new members speak up. Then here comes the rest of the board members that were like, oh, yeah, well, we could do it this way, this way, this way. It's like, that sounds very familiar
Yeah.
from all the stuff I was saying. But like one new member said something, and then his wife was like, yeah, I really think that. And, then we were actually able to discuss it
Sure.
and make it make sense. And then they were like, okay, you're the body art guy.
Right.
What do you think? Where do you think the safety of this was? And I'll be like, as long as you don't have a regular vendor in the booth, it's perfectly safe.
Yeah, I agree.
The aerosol of tattooing does not float over 30 feet.
Right.
The thing is, then we couldn't have conventions. We couldn't have a guest in the back of the shop. You had
you
to
even
tattoo
work-
in separate rooms. You
Could
would
you
have
even
to
work
do that.
next to somebody? I mean,
Yeah.
if that was the case.
So I'm
yeah.
like, if these are all okay, apparently, then we're okay to have a vendor selling stuff across the aisle.
Man, we really fired Ben up when he was director when we started talking about the convention.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And then I was like, okay, we're going to license Century 2 as your tattoo shop. It's going to be appointment only. So you're going to have to create an appointment to come inspect it. And then when it gets inspected, then you just bring a chair and whatever. And when you do the convention, you just invite everybody. You go, you can't do it like that. I'm like, show me where.
Yeah. I was
Like-
very mouthy and argumentative on that. When I don't know on the board as if I've been that bad, but during those subcommittees,
Man, we got that guy.
we were going at
I
it.
was wound up.
That's why.
so-
Why do you think I keep calling upon you to be in these subcommittees? You know your stuff, and
I've already
you're
gotten in
right
plenty
there.
of trouble with the board.
But a lot of the mess ups was spin.
Yeah.
And not to talk too much on that. Some things
Sure.
I can't discuss, but like there's a lot of the board's problems.
Yeah.
Spin.
Yeah.
And we're still recovering from it.
Well, there's always a lot of oversight of things that gets passed without us actually knowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy whenever the director starts doing things and then they forget that the board is who they actually work for. They're not actually in charge. They work for us.
Yeah.
And
We had to remind them that on one of the meetings, and legal reminded everybody.
Yeah.
You saw the whole thing about the nail salon and the inspector being really, really, I guess, racist towards the way they were talking.
oh,
The board
Oh, wait,
sent
that
all
was
these
in
letters
Wichita?
out. That wasn't in Wichita. It was
there was a video online though that posted.
yeah, it was around the Kansas City area is where it
Okay.
happened. But that went out, and of course, I found out through everybody saying "what the fuck" to me,
Yeah.
and sending the video to me. I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing,
Right.
and it wasn't ever talked to the board.
Yeah.
The staff just took care of the situation.
Yeah.
And then they sent all these letters out, and legal was like, you have to inform the board.
Yeah.
Every single time, even if you send out this letter,
Yeah.
you have to inform the board and let the board, like we have to have a meeting on it.
Right.
And we could sit there and say, yeah, we need to clear this situation up. I'm getting asked because I'm on the board and I knew nothing about that.
Sure.
I even reached out to Dave. It was while Dave was on there.
Yeah.
He knew nothing about it
Yeah.
until he saw it online.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We weren't in the loop.
You get a lot of that, and so it's a tough position. So I'm grateful that you're in there.
Yeah,
I'm
it sucks
grateful that
sometimes.
we got warm bodies in there.
Though
but it is
some
tough.
of that stuff I shared with you earlier, we won't talk about. But
Yeah.
I got Silas is going to come with me to the next meeting in person.
That's great.
Hopefully, if it's, as long as the time frame works for him.
I think it's good that we have, we're a legitimate business now.
Mm-hmm.
Tattooing was so taboo for so many years, and now it's, I just went into the bank and showed them all my numbers, and they let me buy a building.
Yeah.
Like years ago, like I don't know if you're gonna buy a building to put a tattoo shop in it. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, It was hard enough to find someone to lease to me 15 years ago.
Yeah. That's what I struggled with.
Sure.
That's why I'm here.
And now we're reputable businesses.
Yeah.
We're real business people.
Yeah.
I remember I was trying to get a lease, and the guy said, I don't know why the hell you do that to yourselves, and I sure as hell don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, come on.
I had a
Damn.
This is a place that was empty for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yep.
You would rather have it empty than have me paying rent.
I've had that happen a few times. There's a place up the street. It's actually across the highway from Texas Roadhouse. I was like, I would be noticed so well there.
Yeah.
And I wanted that building so bad. And I got told that shit.
Yeah.
And it sat empty for several more years.
Yeah.
And they finally decided to dump a bunch of money and fix it all up. But it was like, it would have been a cool location. And then I checked out this place in Old Town. Would have been great. Nope. I was told no.
Yeah.
Guess what? There's a tattoo studio there now. And then there was another place in Delano I really wanted when the art store that was in it closed down, and I wanted, and I was told no. Literally a year later, they let a studio open up in there. And it's like, why am I being told no? And I'm the guy, I think I probably have the most money to throw around at a business out here than anybody here.
Yeah.
And they're telling me no.
Yeah.
And then they're giving it out to all these other guys, and then they don't fix them up, or all kinds of crazy stuff goes on in it. And I was like, I was the responsible one, and I was the one that could afford to do this, and they told me no. So, well, I appreciate having you here, both of you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
If anybody wants to contact you, how they could get a hold of you.
Oh, man, we have ManhattanSyndicate.com, or you can look me up at Mr. Goss _syndicate on Instagram, and or just come by the shop in Manhattan. Someone's there. We're going to take you around.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to let you leave with a bunch of stickers and
Yeah. You can hang out in
give
front
you
of the
the tour.
fireplace.
Yeah, we got the fireplace. We'll pay the gas bill and hook it up.
What's that foot finder link?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
some
wasn't
of
gonna
us
bring
need
that
a
up,
side
but-
hustle.
Oh, man. I was
Wait.
in the Army for 3 years. You don't want to see these feet.
Wait till we have Morgan on here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bring up feet and photos.
That's funny.
She's got something to talk about.
Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. Well, thanks for having me, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right.